Now, we get bombarded with a lot of advice, sex advice, particularly if you're looking for it. It's all over the internet, it's all over the web, the World Wide Web, if you will. It's everywhere, and it's mostly telling you what to do in terms of physical stimulation. It's telling you to do the right physical moves and do these certain techniques, and it really, over time, can just cloud your brain and cause you to turn sex, which should be this passionate, psychologically driven experience where you're bonding with someone and you're kind of lost in the moment, and it can turn that into just this calculated mathematical formula where you're putting pieces together and trying to string the best physical stimulation techniques that you possibly can together so that the math equation equals amazing pleasure and satisfaction and awesome orgasms and that kind of stuff. Me being a sex coach, I know how important it is to be able to lose yourself in the moment and just kind of go away and forget about your other responsibilities while you are in the bedroom doing the love making, doing your thing, whatever you want to call it. And I know how important it is to be immersed in the experience. That is where most sexual pleasure comes from. If you or your partner are not into the experience and you're not immersed and engaged in the experience, then the sex will never be that good. No matter how amazing your physical techniques and tips and tricks are. Beyond the physical stimulation, which needs to be there also needs to be this psychological factor that is basically how turned on you are, how aroused you are, how passionate you are. There needs to kind of be that. Otherwise, there's nothing keeping you invested in the experience, and the physical stimulation will dwindle away because your attention is elsewhere. So if you can keep your attention onto the sex, and especially your partner's attention onto the sex, then the sex will be so much better. So I know I give a lot of advice on this channel, and what I would like to say to you is to not overthink sex. Don't turn sex into a mathematical formula where you have to piece together all these certain physical techniques and tips and tricks all into this nice package, cohesive unit that is planned out exactly how it needs to be, and the whole time you're just calculating and thinking and what do I do next, what should I do next, and all this stuff, and it is clouding your brain, and it is honestly ruining the sexual experience for you. So don't overthink sex. I know it's hard to do if you're trying to improve your sex life and trying to get better at providing sexual experiences, because you have to think about these things. You have to think, what should I say next during dirty talk, or what should I do next? And you're trying to read your partner and be mindful and all these kind of things that are kind of taking you out of the experience and turning sex into this, like I said, mathematical formula and equation where all these techniques and things equal an amazing sexual experience. And you are really kind of shooting yourself in the foot if you do this, because it's pulling you out of the experience and it's just clouding your brain, and you're not going to be able to be there, be passionate, engrossed in the experience, and completely immersed. And that will rub off on your partner as well. If your partner can sense that you are not in it at that time and you are just going through motions that you think you have to go through because that is what makes a great sexual experience, you're really ruining it for yourself, mostly for yourself, and a little bit for your partner if they can pick up on that, which most likely they will. So if I could leave you with one piece of advice on how to not overthink these things, is to just, instead of focusing on all these physical tips and tricks that you've learned, instead focus on making the sexual experience a psychologically driven one. So focus on turning your partner on. So spend more time in foreplay, dirty talk them, communicate with them throughout the day really, and build anticipation and build excitement and do all of these things that you can do to create an arousing environment where your partner can be psychologically stimulated in the moment and present. Because then what you do physically won't matter as much. The more horny you can get your partner and the more turned on you can get your partner, the better the sex will be, regardless of physical stimulation, regardless of penis size or anything like that. Because when you are turned on that much, all you want is anything at that point, and it's going to take you places. So don't go into a sexual experience thinking you have to do all these things and it's making you nervous and it's killing your sex because it's making an unpleasurable experience because all you're thinking about is, I have to do all of these things perfectly and amazingly and all in the right order. Rather than think about all these things and cloud your brain, try to clear all that away. I know it will be nearly impossible the first time you start doing the things that I am teaching you how to do, and I know that was true for me at least, but if you focus on more psychological stimulation and forget about the physical actions and techniques, then you will have a better sexual experience and your partner will have a better sexual experience. So don't overthink things. I think that kind of applies to everything in life. Don't overthink things because you can spend so much time just thinking about things and wondering if you made the right choice, and that is just time wasted. So even if you make the wrong choice, that is just time wasted. So if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe, leave me a like, leave me a comment, ask me anything. I am here to help. That is why I made this channel, because I want to help you guys from a different perspective, not the tired, boring physical techniques and tips and tricks and how to do certain positions and all that kind of stuff. More from a psychology and philosophy angle. If you like that, come back for more because I'm doing daily uploads, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.